Hindu family. Now, what exactly is joint Hindu family? We have looked at sole proprietor, which is the first form of business organization. So the second form of business organization is joint Hindu family. Now, what exactly is joint Hindu family? Now, joint Hindu family itself speaks about a family which is a Hindu family governed by the Hindu succession law of 1956. Now, this particular topic is pretty interesting and it's a very easy topic. Now, there are 3 generations of families which are living under one roof. One roof means all these 3 families are living in a single house under the same roof. So probably we are talking here about joint families, and this joint family what we are talking about is a Hindu family. Okay, so the example what we are going to take is great grandfather. That is, let's take for example your great grandfather, and then your grandfather and your father. So all these 3 people are male members of a Hindu family. So these 3 people are living under one roof, okay, with their family members, that's their children, their wife, and everybody is living under one roof in a single house, and they are continuing their business. So in reality, if you actually see this, the meaning of joint Hindu family is already put down here for you. It is found only in India. It is not found anywhere out of India. Why? Because it's governed by the Hindu law. So the Hindu law, there are a lot of Hindus only living in India. There are a lot of Hindus living abroad as well. But when it comes into doing this kind of business which is governed by the Indian law, it is only found in India. So that's the reason it is the oldest and found only in India, and we have 3 generations of family members living under one roof, continuing their business. Now, the head of the family is called as the Karta. Now, who is the head of the family? The head of the family is called as Karta. Now, who is the Karta? Your greatest grandfather who is running the business is called as a Karta. Okay, his son is called, that's your grandfather. So is called as a co-partner. Okay, so whoever the other, so here I will write great grandfather. Okay, then you have your grandfather, then you have your father, and your father will have his son. Okay, we are talking only about male members, we are not talking about daughters here. Okay, so your great grandfather is called as the Karta. So I am writing K for Karta. So the other 2 people below him are called as co-partners. Okay, I'm sure you are able to understand. Your great grandfather is called as the Karta, and the remaining 2 people below him, that's your grandfather and your father, are called as the co-partners. Co-partners means remaining members of the family. Okay, so the head of the family is the Karta. He is the person who takes all the decision making control. He is the one who decides what has to be done, how the business has to run. Everything, the entire control of the business is in the hands of the Karta. That's your great grandfather. Now, what if the Karta dies? In case the Karta dies, the next person would become the Karta. That is, your grandfather would become the Karta. And the other people, that's your father and the father's son, will become the co-partners of the business. That is, the remaining members of the business. So, this particular business doesn't have problem until there are sons there to continue the family business. Example of this kind of business is Tata Consultancy, Tata Services, then Haldirams. All these are organizations where they are governed by the Hindu law, and they carry this tradition business for years together, okay, generations together. So we have learnt the meaning here, which is found only in India, and it's the oldest, and 3 generations of family members, male family members, carry out this particular business. Then this business is owned and carried out by the Hindu undivided law of 1956. That's why I have written it down here as well, 1956. Then everybody is living under one roof, refers to one house. Then business is controlled by the eldest person or by the head of the family, who is called the male member of the family, and he is called as the Karta. All the decision making power lies in the hands of the Karta. Now, the other members are called as co-partners. Co-partners refers to grandfather, father and his son. Okay. So, co-partners are called as other members. So, for one marker they would ask you who's a Karta, who's a co-partner. You need to know. Then, you have the ancestors. Now, how exactly are they starting out the business? They have ancestral property. With the help of their ancestral property, you have a lot of these rich families, you have a lot of these ancestral property which is given to them tradition by tradition, and generation to generation their ancestral property passes over. Like that only this business also passes down through ancestral tree. Okay, so they have their ancestral property, and which is also a law is passed, that is the Hindu undivided law is passed, succession law is passed in the year 1956. So nobody else can interfere in this kind of business. No third person can interfere. It's a family business. Okay. Now, what are the topics you will be learning in this particular entire form of business organization? You will learn the features. You will learn the merits and the demerits. I told you, right? In the introduction of this chapter only I told you, you will learn the merits, demerits and features of all these topics. Only for cooperative society and partnership you have types. Apart from that, for everything else you have features, merits and demerits which will follow. And this particular topic until now has not come for a 4 marker or 8 marker, but they'll ask you 2 marker questions from this particular topic. But it's always better with the change in syllabus that we also learn, because the points are all similar. Okay, when the points are similar, it's just that the explanation will change. So we move on to the features. Now, features of joint in the family. Formation. Now, what comes under formation? For you to form this kind of business, how many people do you require? You require 3 people or you require 2 people. That is, your great-grandfather and your grandfather is there, more than enough for you to start the business. Why? Because the head of the family is there and the co-partner member is there. Member will get married, they'll have a child, they'll have their children, so the children will fall into place. That is a different story. But 2 members is more than enough for them to start this kind of business, and they need to have ancestral property to start this kind of business. If they don't have ancestral property, then you cannot start this particular business. And they should be traditional Hindus from those generations. In between they cannot convert, or in between they cannot be called as Hindus. They have, the family tree should follow telling that they are Hindus. So they are governed by the law of 1956. So the second point is liability. Now tell me, you have 2 people here. You have Karta and you have co-partners. The Karta will always share unlimited liability. This word strikes a bell in your head. What is the meaning of unlimited liability? The minute I tell you unlimited liability, you should know unlimited liability refers to business assets and personal assets will be sold in case there is a loss. And this person who shares unlimited liability, he can enjoy all the profits and he also enjoy all the losses. So in this case, the Karta has unlimited liability as already written here, and the members will have limited liability. Okay. So then the control. The entire control of the business lies in the hands of the Karta. So he is the person who will take the entire decision making, control or power. Everything will be in the hands of the Karta. Without his decision, the co-partners or the remaining members cannot do anything. They cannot decide anything in the business. Why? Because he is the head of the family and all the decision-making power is in the hands of the Karta. So the entire control lies in the hands of the Karta. Okay? Then the next one is continuity. This kind of business has a lot of stability. Reason, because it's a family business. Everybody is interested to earn money and ensure that their family is doing well. And definitely, if it is your family business, it is your own business, you will ensure that you are treating it like your own business, where you want to put a lot of effort in making that business flourish. So what is happening? In continuity, you will ensure that even after the death of the Karta, the business will not get affected. Why? Because the co-partners below the Karta are so very well trained by the Karta and they know what exactly to do. First thing, it's a family business. When it's a family business, you know what to do, right? So the continuity will continue, the business will continue even after the death of the Karta. Then, what about minor members? Minors are people whose age is less than 18 years. So, if your father has a son who is less than 18 years here, can he also be a member of this particular business? Yes, he can be a member of this particular business. First thing, because it's a family business and it's a generation business with your own ancestral property. So you will make sure even if a minor is joining the business, you will give him a lot of training. The father or the grandfather will train the children and only then they can enter into the business. So what is happening? Minor members, even those people who are less than 18 years can join the business and can do the business. There is no issues with that. Now, coming down to merits of joint Hindu family. Now, what are the merits? If we think about the merits, we can see Karta is the person who is taking all the control of the business. So the co-partners have freedom to do what they want. That is, they can concentrate on some other thing and they can even avoid conflicts. There's no need for them to fight because they know that there is a head of a family. When the grandfather or father is taking some decision, it's for the welfare of the entire family. So they are careful. They know that nothing wrong will happen. So it avoids a lot of conflicts. Why? They know that Karta is the person who is above them. They have to listen to them. Limited liability of the members. Now what is happening? I told you Karta has unlimited liabilities, but the members have limited liabilities. So even in case the Karta has unlimited liability and the members have limited liability, the members will not spend all the money or they will not spend all the profits. Their amount of profits only they'll be able to spend and they can ensure that they are saving a lot of money as well. Why? Because they have limited liability. People who have unlimited liability only, they will want to really spend a lot of things and they want to check, okay, what will happen here, what will happen there. And they have the liberty telling that even if the business undergoes loss, the Karta will bear everything. We don't have to bear the losses, only the percentage what is ours, we have to bear so much of loss. So there is a lot of advantage for the co-partners here. That is what is called as members. The third one is continued business existence. Now what are they saying? Even after the death, I have not written it here because it's common to understand. Even after the death of the Karta, the business will continue forever until there are male people who can handle the business. So the existence of the business will not get lost here. The business will continue. Then the fourth one is increased loyalty and cooperation. Why loyalty will increase? It is your own family business. When it is your own family business, definitely you will work for your family because it's your business. So you're not working for a third person, you're not working for any other company. So since it is your business, you are much confident to do your own job. You can come in any time, you can go in any time as long as you're slogging, as long as you're making much profits for your business. So what has happened? There's always cooperation in all what you do, there is loyalty and you feel a sense of satisfaction and there is growth that's taking place in your business. So these are the features and the merits. Now when we talk about demerits, when we talk about disadvantages of this particular joint Hindu family, it is easy to understand. First thing is Karta has unlimited liability. So what is happening here? He has to bear the total losses and total profits. So all the decision making power is in the hands of Karta. So sometimes if the Karta is a person who doesn't think for the welfare of the family members, what will happen? This business will undergo a loss and in that loss he has to bear maximum of the losses and the members will start fighting among each other. Why? Because this particular Karta is not doing something good for the particular business. So what is happening here? First thing is unlimited liability we can think of. Second thing is members will start fighting within themselves, that's the co-partners will start fighting within themselves. Why? Because if they feel that the father is not grandfather, your father will feel that grandfather is only checking for he's only listening for other people, he's only doing this, he's doing that, he's not listening to what I am saying. So there are small fights which takes place in the family, but if these fights become big, then what will happen? The business will not flourish, you cannot earn a lot of profits. So what is the first one? First one is limited resources. Like I told you in sole proprietor, resources refers to 4 words or 3 words. What are the words? Raw materials. Human resources refers to employees. Why? Because it's 3 generations of male members. You can probably bring in small people to help you to do the job, but who exactly will stay with you till the end to do the job? No, nobody would stay. It's your family business as long as you're paying them proper amount of money. So what is happening? There's lack of raw materials, there's lack of human resources, that is employees, there's lack of finance. Why? Because to your ancestral property is there. You can enlarge your business, you can expand your business, you can do well. But what if you want more money to expand your business and grow and do everything? No, you cannot do that. Probably you can take loans, you can grow up to a certain extent. But more than that, until where your ancestral property is there, only until then you can grow in your business. So what is happening? Technology wise also, if you want to buy good technology, good machines, plants, you need to have so much of money. So because of the lack of resources, there may be problems here and there in this kind of organization or this kind of form of business. So the first one is limited resources. The resources are limited. So 4 words I've already told you for resources: raw materials, human resources, then I've told you is technology and money, finance. Then the second one is unlimited liability of the Karta. Since he has unlimited liability to enjoy all the profits, he has higher amount of risk to enjoy all the losses also. So what is happening? Every smallest to smallest decision making power also lies in the hands of the Karta. So what is happening? Even for the smallest thing, people will run up to him and ask him for his decisions. So everything they have to depend on him, and this becomes a lot of burden for this particular Karta. So the second one is dominance of the Karta. If the Karta is a person who is very dominating and it gets very difficult for the other members to survive in this particular business. Why? What if the Karta favors one particular son and doesn't favor the other particular son? So what is happening here? He may be a pain in the neck for certain businesses. So what are they saying? The Karta should be such that he may not dominate all the time. But we don't know, those generation people, they used to dominate, but now I don't think so it is there. So probably because of the dominance of the Karta, people don't want to continue this kind of business, they want to close down this business and they want to go. So fourth one is limited managerial ability or skills. This also I have spoken in Demerits of sole proprietor. Managerial skills refers to managerial ability. Tell me, all this is family business. When you are doing a family business, are you educated up to that extent to be called as a finance manager, to be called as a marketing manager, to be called as a let's say human resource manager? No. What basic knowledge and skill you have learned, with the help of that only you are carrying out this particular family business. So what is happening? People lack this kind of managerial ability. They are not able to carry out this business because they don't have that efficiency level to manage everything together, managing production, managing selling, managing advertising and everything together. So because of these reasons, this kind of business may stop in the near future. And another thing is, we have these Haldiram sweets, which was very famous, very famous in those days. But now the quality of these sweets and everything is going down a little. Why? Because there is Kanti sweets and other competitors who are coming up in the market. Okay, so what exactly is happening? They need to start improvising on what they are doing. If they don't start improvising on what they are doing, this kind of business may close in the near future. And you have to remember one thing, this kind of business is run by the Hindu undivided law, and nowadays everybody is moving into nuclear families and small families, and everybody wants to move out from a joint family. So probably this business may not run successfully in the near future. So any doubts you have and any questions you have, please let me know. Before we can close down, we will revise the points again. Now features may come for a 4 marker, so I am writing here 4 marks, and then merits again 4 marks, and then demerits again 4 marks here. So please ensure you are learning these topics. If you know the points and if you know the meaning properly, you can easily write your own explanation for this particular topic. Now again we will do a revision of the features. Features is formation. Minimum you require 2 people to form this particular kind of business, and its ancestral property which you should have to run this particular business. Liability, Karta has unlimited liability, co-partners have limited liability. Control, entire control is in the hands of the Karta. Continuity, the business can get stable because every decision is made by the Karta. So what is happening? Even after the death of the Karta, the business can stabilize. Minor members, even people who are less than 18 can join the business because it's their own family and still business, so they can join. Now talking about merits, effective control, why? Because it avoids a lot of conflicts because the decision making is in the hands of the Karta. Then limited liability of the members. Since the Karta has unlimited liability, he shares all the profits and all the losses. The members are having little advantage of sharing smaller amount of losses when compared to that of the Karta. Then continued business existence. Even after the death of the Karta, the business will not get affected. The business will continue because the other members would be trained to take the lead of the Karta. Increase loyalty and cooperation. Since it's a family business, they all take pride in what they do, and they will ensure that there is growth, and they will ensure that they do their family business really well. Demerits, you have limited resources. Resources refer to forwards, raw materials, finance, human resources and technology. They will lack all these 4 things. Why? Because it's a family-based business. You don't have outside people interfering and you don't have extra money coming in. So if there's a shortage in all these things, this business may close down. Then unlimited liability of the Karta. Since all the decision is taken by the Karta, there's a lot of burden which is falling on his head, and it's too difficult for him to manage. Then dominance of the Karta. If the Karta is very dominating, what he says people should listen. People will feel like walking out from the family business. Why? Because it gets too difficult every time for you to get dominated by someone and listen to what they say. Probably what decision sometimes he takes may not be right. So, but still you're forced to listen because it's a family. Then limited managerial skill. What happens here? They may not be trained as managers who have to do various other activities. They may be good at something, but they may not be good in finance. They may be good at marketing, but they may not be good in production. So because of all these things, this kind of business form will close down, or it may face certain difficulties. But as a conclusion for this particular answer, everybody has to stay under one roof, and nowadays many people want to stay in nuclear families, move out and study and do their own businesses. Who really wants to continue a family business? Not many of them want to do, and because of that probably this particular form of business may get affected. So any doubts? So I'm going to take here, we have completed the meaning, features, merits and demerits of joint Hindu family. So if you have any doubts, any questions, please ensure you're leaving a message or you're probably sending a comment, and please like and please subscribe. Okay, thank you so much.